the only finding in the autopsy report was 7-hydroxymetragenine toxicity. Cause of death, 7-hydroxymetragenine toxicity. And I posted it to people that are saying this doesn't kill people.
Right.
Yeah. And they were like, oh yeah, you just made that in Photoshop. Like they will refute anything you say that doesn't fit their narrative.
This is the Atomic Souls Podcast.
Just a great human being, I think. That's what I needed in a sponsor. I was like, regretfully thinking, like, you need someone that's going to call you. It's not going to, sugarcoat shit or... Yeah. And he will not.
Yeah, we got into it a few days ago. He's like, is this our first fight?
Yes.
Mike was just like, oh, God. I see both sides.
Right. Don't drag me into this.
Yeah.
Yes, it's usually Rachel and I that are going at it, and Scott's mediating. Until the roles flip.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know what to do here.
Right.
I have strong opinions.
Yes.
Well, all right. We'll start there. Welcome to the Atomic Souls Podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Jordan Newman. I'm a person in long-term recovery. My day job is I work at a medical detox, Rise Community Hospital. And then do many, many other little side hustles here and there.
Yeah.
Pull the mic just a hair closer to you.
Oh, yeah.
You want it like almost touching you.
Yeah. When it starts to get uncomfortable, that's when
Oh, just a little more fun. Yeah. All right. There we
Just
go.
making it awkward.
How's that? That's better.
That's good.
Cool.
All right.
I also do. Yeah, thank you. I also have been doing a lot of work with TXAF, with Stephanie Rowe.
What is that? What is that?
Texas Against Fentanyl.
Nice.
So Stephanie lost her son Tucker to fentanyl poisoning, and I always really admired people that they experience such horrible loss, but then they use that as fuel to like go out there and change the damn world, basically. Yeah. So it's been cool to be a part of TXAF and advocacy work and prevention work and going and speaking at schools and stuff. It's fulfilling, to say the least.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you identify with related to that work?
Gosh, just about everything, right? Like, as a person who I was massively addicted to heroin, fentanyl. It started out with pain pills. So I think what kind of draws me so close to that work is that any one of these kids whose families I've met with, that could have and very well should have been me, right?
Yeah.
Like I was knowingly doing fentanyl.
Right.
A lot of these kids, it was fentanyl poisoning. They took one pill, like, I'm sorry to say it, but like the majority of people, they experiment during high school or whatever, taking a pill. I sure as heck did. A little bit more than experiment, probably.
Yeah, I was reading your bio.
Yeah. So it's my way, kind of how I would say it is, and not to get, overly spiritual or anything, but it's my way of giving back to God for my still being here, and kind of my way of paying that forward.
Yeah. No, I like that. We just did a family night. One of the topics was grief. And they gave me a card to read. We went around and handed out cards. I was just sitting in. They're like, here, read this one. It was so deep. It was like, how has grief changed you? And it was this kind of similar thing. It's like, I had a friend complete suicide in college, and that has changed me to be more spiritual and also more like intentional with like the people that are around me, and how am I checking in with them, and like if I know they struggle with like depression, like how can I like support them through that, and being more same with, it sounds like with you, like seeing people dying from fentanyl, which you used, it's giving back to that group of people and being more intentional with your time.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I started doing, gosh, probably almost a year ago now, is anytime somebody crosses my mind, I'll at least shoot them a quick text. Like, hey, I was just thinking about you, wanted to check in. Yeah. And I think that's part of that too, because you never know. Even somebody that's never struggled with depression, you never know what a quick check-in like that might do, or what it could have done with somebody that, did end up committing suicide if they had some more people checking in with them like that.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever had someone be like, that's crazy, I was going through something? Or
Oh yeah. Yeah. a couple times. For sure.
It is crazy how God just like nudges you. And if I'm not in my own shit, then I can listen to it and act on it.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's really what I've learned from, people who've passed away, from, like clients who've overdosed, or people I've known, or friends. It's how can I be more present?
Right.
And listen to those like little nudges that are like, check in on them.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
And fighting the resistance.
A little harder question.
Right.
Yeah. Be a little less selfish.
Yeah. It's always so goofy. Like, because I'll get resistance sometimes. Like, I don't, at least internally.
Yeah.
I don't feel like reaching out. What does it hurt? Right. Like, they just crossed your mind. Might as well shoot them a quick. It's just goofy human nature type stuff, I guess.
It might be the same for you. For me, that like resistance is usually because I have so much going on that I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's fine. Like,
right.
I don't like listen to it, but I feel like when I do actually listen to it, it's like, oh, that was the important thing to focus on.
Yeah, for sure. Or it's like you have so much going on that you're almost trying to avoid, like adding another thing to your plate too.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, well, that feels like a nudge from God, so I'm gonna like actually listen to that,
right,
and do it.
Yeah.
I'm curious because I saw that you have a background in neuroscience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always curious about that and how that plays into your story, and then also even spirituality, since we're kind of on that topic. So
heck yeah.
There's a lot of questions in one.
I love this question though. This is people will probably laugh a little bit about this, but sorry. So I graduated from high school at 16. I'd skipped a couple grades and started college at 16. All the while, at that point, I was already addicted to pain medications.
Wow.
Prescribed, but still the same.
Did you have like an injury or something?
It was kind of like a series of back, I think, injuries, and then different things. Like I had scoliosis that was never treated, which led to hip dysplasia and like arthritis buildup in my hip and stuff like that. But then it was also just being a wild 4-wheeler driving teenager.
Like scoliosis.
But looking back, I don't think I really wanted to be a doctor, but I was raised by my great grandmother, and she always kind of wanted me to be a doctor. And I got almost a full ride scholarship to St. Edward's for academics and my SAT scores. So I went there and started as a pre-med biology major. And it was horrible. Yeah. It was horrible. You could have no life outside of school. It was like you're in school all day. And I think I started at taking like 17 credit hours or 19 or something horrible. Yeah. And it was just too much. But I stuck with it for entirely too long. Yeah. Probably, the same stubborn nature that led me to stick with, not getting help for so long. But I flopped, then flip-flop majors a whole bunch of times. At one point, I switched to like pre-dental and something else. And then I was like, no. And
what is pre-dental?
It's like a pre-med track, I guess, for I don't. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like what pre-dental, like preventative dental work?
How to not get cavities. And what I can't remember exactly how I stumbled on behavioral neuroscience. But as soon as I got in that track of like studies, I just started acing everything. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I need to ride with this because the classes were fascinating. Yeah. Like some of the coolest classes I've ever been in were like abnormal psychology.
That was a hard one.
Yeah. That class we had, our professor would bring in people with various psychological disorders to like present to the class firsthand experience of what they were going through. Basically, it was really fascinating. And then like psychology of a serial killer, we did a whole semester class on that, and it's just it's dark, but it's so fascinating. Around the time that I switched, I also basically took up a minor in chemical dependency. around that same time is when I was introduced to China. Trying to find pain pills, couldn't find it. This girl was like, "No, but I have China." I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, I can't find pain pills, and I'm sick, so I'm gonna go get it just this once."
Yeah.
Never again, because at that point she told me what it was, and I was like, "Oh God, heroin, fentanyl, what?"
Yeah.
I was back at her place that night getting more.
Yeah.
That very night.
Shit's strong.
Yeah.
Probably hit better than your pain pills.
Right. Yeah. Way. And it was either right before that or right after that I switched into behavioral neuroscience and chemical dependency. So studying why people do what they do
While doing.
and trying to learn my way out
Yeah.
of a horrible, crippling opioid addiction.
Can you clarify for us normies what China is? Because when you said China, I'm thinking like you got Chinese pills. Or
Oh,
something.
China white is
That's from like a few years back.
yeah,
I don't know if
it's
they still call it that.
they said at the time like 50-50 mix of heroin and fentanyl. It's in powder.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've heard that.
Yeah, it was
Everything's just fentanyl now.
up until that point. I can't remember exactly what year of school I was. I think probably a junior at St. Ed's undergrad. And up until then, I could manage pretty well, like pain pills wise. At least I thought so. My family probably didn't think so much. But when I was introduced to that stuff, it spiraled very, very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So that was a very awkward conversation to have going. I don't know why I did this, but I went to each individual professor and was like, "Hey, I gotta drop because I'm going to rehab."
Yeah.
And that was the first time. I think I was in 2016. It was interesting.
Yeah.
That
What was their response to that?
They were all. I can't remember a single negative one. One lady I'm still dear friends with to this day, Dr. Kelly Green. She's big into the recovery world around Austin. She was my chemical dependency professor.
Yeah.
They were all like, "Yeah, go get yourself right. We're sorry you're going through that."
Yeah.
And then basically we'll welcome you back with open arms when after you're done. Nice. And they did. I got out of rehab, came back to Texas, and went right back to school, which is cool that they allowed me to do that, because at that point I'd already gotten like a non-official DUI on campus and was like in alcohol classes on campus. And it's crazy though. Some of the way schools, colleges specifically, will handle this stuff. I recently did an intervention on a kid over in, what's the university in Dallas? Is it Sam Houston or something like that?
I don't know. There's a lot. Maybe.
I'll have to tell you later because I forget. But
the only one I know is like Texas Women's College, because it accepts men now too, and I think that's
really?
funny.
Yeah, that is crazy. I think it's Sam Houston, but I'll look later. Anyway, so I did this intervention, and I was like, a few days of detox and coming back, like, is probably not the best answer for you. Like, his car was full of those nitrous canisters that are like this big. It's such a problem out there that like frats are sending out messages to all of their, what are they even called? Everybody in the frat, saying that saying that if you're caught doing this, you're out of the frat. Like, it's really rampant at this school. And so I was trying to help him navigate how best to like work through that so that he could go out and get help. And his counselor basically was like, "F you. Like, if you need to go get help, then you're not welcome back for like 2 semesters. You have to be out of school." Yeah.
What?
And this has sat with me for this long, where it like makes me.
Is that true, or is that counselor just like?
No, I don't know. I don't know, like, school policy wise. I would like to find out, because that's
really
at that point
extreme.
like putting a barrier into someone getting help,
right?
Which is crazy.
That is wild. Yeah, that's I've had some like, we get a lot of clients who've had bad therapists that are like just so extreme like that, or they'll like send someone who's like a heroin addict to like smart recovery, and then smart recovery is kind of like harm reduction,
Right.
and then they're like back to using. I'm like, no, like their story is that they literally cannot use, they can't drink, they can't smoke weed.
Right.
And so there's just like so many like uneducated people, but also therapists in the world about addiction, which is very upsetting.
It really is. And yeah, and kind of scary, right?
It is scary.
Like-
yeah. Like, how do you say you work with addiction? We were just having this conversation last week. You can be addiction informed or trauma informed, but like competent is very different.
Yeah.
Because a lot of places are like, oh yeah, I'm addiction informed or trauma informed.
Right.
Oh my God. Just because I know about diabetes doesn't mean I'm diabetic informed.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
what?
Right. Like, how are you applying those principles?
Yeah. Or
Right.
diabetic competent. Yeah. Yeah. Like, how do you actually help someone who has this thing, not
Right.
just like knowing about it? Just wild. So it sounds like she was, I don't even know if addiction informed would be correct.
Probably not. Yeah. That's, oof. It's just, that's gross.
Yeah. That's wild to just be like, yeah, like take two semesters off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Like,
wild.
somebody, let's say that leads to a harder drug real quick. Like, that's a barrier that could result in someone's life. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for like someone doing whippets, like there's no real detox off of that, right?
Right.
Like get some help, go back into things that are like fulfilling, and like, you know, if they were enjoying school, like go back to school. Like
Right.
it's just, yeah, it's wild what some therapists will say.
And also on that topic, have y'all seen these new nitrous containers they're selling?
They're huge.
They're like this big.
Someone said they saw one that was like the size of a lawn chair.
Yeah.
At ACL.
I have a buddy that recently told me that he saw someone with one so big that it had wheels, like to
Yeah,
roll
That's
around.
crazy.
But these ones, and they're flavored.
Yeah.
We had those on the boat like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Nitrous?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It gets used for different purposes. Nitrous is not meant to be consumed. It's
Yeah.
used for chemical compounds.
Right.
But they make tanks that are the size of this room.
Yeah.
Isn't that is that laughing gas? Like when you go to the
I think
dentist?
so, yeah.
Yeah.
So that might, they've robbed a dentist's office. The person
Yeah.
whoever had it was wheels.
It
We've actually had some dentists come here for being addicted to it.
Yeah.
Themselves.
Oh, I believe it.
anything that's reactive with oxygen, it'll eliminate atmospheric air. So a lot of times it's used to inert areas.
Yeah, there was an influencer doing Coachella videos, and behind her, she had a bunch of nitrous bottles, and people were calling it out like, what the heck, are those yours? Like, why are you with people that are doing that?
Right.
Like, it's just that, and like we can get into Kratom because that's what we initially connected on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or 7OH.
If you want to get on
people.
that, brace yourself because we're going to get some heat.
Yes. Yeah, nitrous and 7OH have been really crazy lately. Like, you would only see this. I've been in the treatment world 10, 11 years now. You'd only see it occasionally. And I remember one kid that was like so bad off it, that was like, family was in a lawsuit because of like how damaging it was to his body.
Sure.
Could not get off of it. And that was like my first experience with someone who was like truly addicted to nitrous.
Right.
And then Kratom would be like, oh, like we made a Kratom tea at our house, like in the sink and
Right.
at the sober living. And it was like very different than
Yeah.
what's out nowadays.
Oh, for sure.
And so, yeah, it's just, I'm curious your thoughts on the progression of those two specifically.
Yeah. The whole nitrous thing is just crazy.
Yeah.
And we'll get into the 7OH in a little bit, but they're like equally as crazy. There's no purpose for flavored nitrous canisters
Yeah.
to be sold freely
Yeah.
wherever. Like,
Wild.
there's absolutely no
Like, what's
purpose.
the reason? Yeah, besides getting high.
Right. Besides these companies putting profits over people, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no purpose.
Yeah.
They say, they can't ban nitrous or whatever it is for whatever reason because restaurants need it for their whipped cream or whatever. Okay, well, they can still have it for their whipped cream.
Get a license for it or something.
Right.
Some kind of regulation for it.
There has to be. There has to be. Like,
wild.
there's no reason that nitrous canisters in different flavors, period, need to be sold.
Right. Like they're not using the flavored, like, 6-foot can for their whipped cream at the store.
No.
The moment you make it flavored, your goal is consumption.
And put yeah. Because, like, the nitrous that you make whipped cream with is like the little, like I worked at Starbucks. It was like the little canister.
Those little chrome ones.
Yeah,
Those
you put it in the canister, shake it up. But yeah, like there's no need for like a 6-foot or even like a 1-foot size canister with a nozzle to like hit it.
Yeah.
Like that's not for whipped cream.
No. I don't even know like what loophole these businesses are operating out of that like they haven't all been busted. Like surely they're, I don't know. I remember back in like my using days, it was that they were able to sell it because it was the little silver ones, and they said it was for restaurants or kitchen use.
Right.
So
These are for big restaurants.
Yeah, very big.
Restaurants. Lots of whipped cream. That's wild.
Yeah, I think like
maybe there's just not enough like legal pressure on them.
Yeah.
And like attention.
That's got to be part of it. Like they've just operated however the hell they've wanted to really for so long that it's like, and it's the same with the 7-OH. Like I mentioned earlier, it's banned. Yeah. Like this is
it is banned,
banned substance in Texas, anything over 2%, which is every one of these 7-OH products out there. The only thing with under 2% is kratom leaf powder, and it usually has like 0.1 to 0.5%.
Which is what they were making in the sober living houses back in the day.
Yeah. And I myself have my own story with kratom. Like in my using days, I would get myself in this vicious cycle of like heroin, Suboxone, kratom to not be on the Suboxone and heroin, and then back on Suboxone or back onto kratom, and it would just go over and over and over and over and over. Kratom is disgusting. Yeah, it is the most disgusting thing. Like, not to get too graphic, but there were so many times where I would drink it and it was so foul, I would projectile vomit all of it up immediately.
Like dirt, right?
Yeah, it's just the grossest thing. I'll see something nowadays that's like the same color as the drink, and I will get nauseous. It's so it's foul.
Yeah, we would. That was when we'd really have the conversations of like, "Yo, this is addict behavior," because we're like, "Oh, I'm not addicted," but they're making kratom tea in the sink at Sober Living. I'm like, this is addict behavior. Like, I'm a normie. Like, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah,
it's not normal.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's wild, and now it's just so easy. Kind of like, I feel like the 7-OH is like the Delta 9 of kratom. It's like such a high compound. It's so easy to take now. It's not foul.
Right? Yeah. No, it's flavored, like we were just talking about. Like, and that I'll touch on all the like marketing side of it, but yeah. So basically, they took the main psychoactive component out of kratom, like they did with the deltas and stuff, and put it in a lab and blew it up like 1,000 times what they'll find in nature. So now you have a synthetic opioid designer drug. It binds almost completely to your mu opioid receptors. It binds stronger than morphine binds to the opioid receptors, which is crazy. And you can go run down to your local gas station and pick some up for $20.
Right.
Like, what?
Don't do that.
In what world is that a good idea?
So what are they doing in the marketing that makes it such a polarizing conversation? Because I noticed on like the Facebook comics and stuff that we were getting, actually across all platforms, we were getting the same comments of people like, they were one side or the other, like, yeah, it's horrible and everything kratom related should be banned. And then other people are like, you're a dumbass. 7-OH is not kratom. It's like, correct. It's the more...
It's worse.
Yeah, it's worse. They refined it to be exactly the thing that's killing you in kratom.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's... I think it comes down to... I mean, proponents of it are using it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
that's what I noticed.
Back in the day, when I was on it, I would have probably been up in arms too. Like, what do you mean? This is a plant. Well, how can you take a plant away from us?
It's dirt.
But if they could zoom out of that and see it for what it is without their clouded like bias of being dependent on it,
Eye on it.
yeah, it would be another story.
Yeah, just there's so much lack of education in drugs in general. I hear so much about, well, if God made it, I'll take it. If he didn't, then I won't. Well, heroin came from a plant too.
Right.
Like,
Cocaine comes from
a plant. Everything at some
Alcohol
point came from a plant.
Right.
You just refined it.
Right. Exactly.
Like, okay, go like chew on some cocoa leaves. Like, that's fine. Like,
Right. Oh, I've had people bring up that as well. People will bring up.
different than this kind you're snorting.
Right. Right. Yeah.
There's that whole, it feels so similar to that, like, oh, well, like, weed's a plant, like, I can take it. Delta-9 is not. 7-OH is not.
Right.
Like, it's very different.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, reading those comments that we've gotten that I saw on your page, it's just, after 10 minutes of reading them, I was like, these people are addicted. Like, it's like when you're talking to someone who is like drunk or high and they're arguing with you and there's no logical sense.
I want to put it in Google to see what Google would say and then clip that into the comments and you're like, Google's wrong.
Any single thing that I say in my comments, factual or not, they will refute it.
Right.
That even as much as I know somebody personally whose wife's best friend lost their mother, the only finding in the autopsy report was 7-hydroxymetragenine toxicity.
Wow.
And at one point, the family had a little blurb out of the autopsy report on social media.
Yeah.
But then I think some of the family had an issue with that much private information being out there. So they brought it down to like a snippet showing cause of death, 7-hydroxymetragenine toxicity.
Wow.
And I got that snippet from my friend and I posted it to people that are saying this doesn't kill people.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, you just made that in Photoshop." Like they will refute anything you say that doesn't fit their narrative, which it sucks, but
It's
like
really
I said,
sad. Yeah. I mean, it shows how ridiculously selfish and pathetic we can be when we try to justify behavior.
Yeah,
Well,
gosh, true.
Looking at it from, I'm curious, like your neuroscience experience, like, because like drugs and alcohol turn our logical brain off. And so these people are just like stuck in like this survival. And it's like, that's what addiction feeds on.
Right. 100%. I mean, it's the exact same thing. Maybe even more so when you're talking about things like opioids or very potent opioids. Right. When I was addicted to opioids, there was nothing really else in my life that mattered nearly as much as my ability to get them and use them.
Yeah.
Like anything.
Takes over everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the same. People just now have this defense of that it's legal to hide behind or that it's natural.
Yeah.
When, gosh, it's really neither, right? Here, it's banned and it's very far from natural. It's synthetic made. Yeah, exactly. And gosh, there's so much just absurdity around all of it. Like 7-OH. I'm trying to think, like, one of the primary arguments I get, oh, by the way, out of 500 comments on each video, I would say 1% or less are in support of banning.
You're better than me, like, responding to people, because I was 10 minutes and I was like, I'm done. Like, I feel crazy reading these people justifying it.
Well, and then some of it is just outright.
I'll start commenting in support for you.
Thank you.
2%.
Thank you. Some of it is outright insanity, like to the point where you're like, gosh.
You're high right now. Like,
right. But like people told me, one lady told me she hopes I get hit by a drunk driver on my way home.
Like, why is
like to prove her point that I should be fighting for alcohol to be banned.
People keep commenting.
That's one of the biggest ones.
They'll just write alcohol. And it's like, okay, like we're talking about like oranges, not apples right now.
Right.
Like, why are you trying to change the
Well,
subject?
and here's the thing.
Like alcohol should be banned too. Like,
Yeah.
agreed.
Here, what I say back to everybody who brings that up, alcohol, tobacco, let's just say alcohol for ease of the argument.
Yeah.
Alcohol is one of the biggest public health crises of the history of this nation.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the bar you want to like compare this to, 7-OH.
Yeah.
If anything, alcohol proves why you should get out in front of things as
Right.
opposed to like trying to clean up the disastrous consequences of normalizing. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because alcohol has wreaked havoc on this country, the entire world,
Yeah.
forever. But it's so normalized, and it's been at the center of every civilization forever. I think I had a class in my undergrad that was an entire history class around how alcohol was part of founding like every civilization ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's wild.
I think it goes back to like alcohol nowadays is not the same it was like back when civilizations were starting too. It was like much less potent than it is now. And so it's like if we continue to normalize like weed going that direction and kratom going that direction, like it's just gonna get worse. Like we're just make every substance more potent,
Right.
and it's like it's not. You can't say like alcohol is legal, so this should be like it just. Yeah, it's different than I always tell people. Like weed now is different than your grandpa's weed back in the day that you would steal. Like it's very different.
Right.
The same with alcohol, same with kratom. It's all like so different now.
Yeah. I'm so glad 7-OH was not around when I was on and off kratom or opioids, because I would have taken it in a heartbeat. Oh, it's stronger than morphine. Hell yeah. Like, I'm going to get some.
But it's safer than fentanyl. Like
Right.
that's it's wild.
It's like, in terms of the alcohol thing, because we have alcohol and tobacco, let's say, because we have two very dangerous, addictive substances on the market already, doesn't mean we put this one to the side and say, it's not as bad as these, so we're not going to mess with it.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, it boils down to the main point of the argument being these are, by definition, opioids in every sense of what an opioid is.
Yeah.
And they're being sold at gas stations, and they're being marketed. A lot of people will fight me when I say this, but they are being marketed directly at adolescents and youth. They have bright colored packaging. Like take any like business psychology course. It's bright color packaging, flavors, and then names like
The fun
perks. Which is in just about every rap song right now. Primarily listened to by adolescents, very, very young adults. And that, frontal lobes are not completely developed yet. They're very what's the word? Persuaded by like outside pressure, looking cool, influence, exactly. So they see this in a gas station, perks. Oh, I heard about this in that song, and he's cool, and he has all this money and house and the cars, so I'm gonna try it out. And then before they know it, they're massively addicted, and that is what really got me into speaking out against 7-OH. I started seeing people younger and younger coming in needing to be medically detoxed off of this stuff. People that had never been addicted to anything. It's so. I get an argument too that like the 7-OH is in kind of like an exit ramp for harder drugs, which that is probably a valid point. But as equally as valid of a point is that it is also an on ramp for lots of people that very well may never have touched any of this stuff or any drugs, period, because they couldn't walk into a gas station and it'd be thrown in front of their face. And that's what I hate, because these young kids are getting hooked on this stuff and now have opioid addiction history. And we all know, like, I hate to be blunt, but what is the statistic of the percent of people who are in recovery from opioids that stay in recovery? It's 1 1% or
Yeah.
something, 0.1%, something
Yeah.
insane. And all of that would be avoidable if whatever it is, local government, federal government steps up and does what it's supposed to do, protects the citizens. And a lot of states are. It's being banned and scheduled in a lot of states. So we just gotta,
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep putting the pressure on them and get enough people to put the pressure on them until hopefully that happens here soon.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely feels very reminiscent of the Delta 8 and that law enforcement needs to get involved and start cracking down on all of the different chemical changes. I'm sure it'll be 8-OH next or 9-OH next like Delta did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they already are. They have 2 new things out now. I forget what they're called, but there's also like, I always thought that was kind of goofy. Like, you people write laws for a living, right?
Yeah.
Like, write a law that encompasses all derivatives.
Future, yeah.
Yeah, like
Do you think there's intentionality around them doing it the way that they currently do it?
I have thought that is possible. I can't quite.
Because it definitely feels that way.
Yeah.
And something else that I think is interesting is like alcohol and tobacco are governed by the ATF. It's alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. And the only one that ever gets attacked in politics is firearms. And the other 2 are way more destructive.
Yeah.
And should include everything, right?
Right.
But, constant debates about gun control. I don't ever hear debates about controlling gas station drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Or alcohol.
Yeah.
And all that's by design, 100%.
Right.
When it comes to, the marketing and the political
Yeah.
talks.
Well,
We
think
can put our
about
tinfoil hats on. They're keeping us down.
think about the power though that let's just call it big alcohol. Think about the
Yeah.
power that as an industry has. Like, holy hell, I can't really even imagine it.
But I think it's like what's coming up for me is my mom was in oil growing up, and we would all the electric cars started happening, and so I would ask her like, well, what's your company gonna do when that like takes over or like becomes more popular? And she said, oh, we're investing in that research too.
Yeah.
So like big alcohol is probably investing in all of this stuff,
Right.
and a part of pushing it along because they know like drinking rates are going down among like younger generations.
Right.
And so like they're probably wise to that and investing money in all these other substances.
And I've heard that pharmaceutical companies are starting to look into the kratom compound and do the same thing.
Are doing it with ketamine. I mean, like I know Rise has done ketamine detox and that works. And but like to see it prescribed so freely on these like functional wellness sites and commercials, I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah,
We got people in for ketamine addiction too. It's just wild.
Yeah. I with the 7-OH stuff too is I'm in a couple of Facebook groups of really everyone in the group are people trying to quit 7-OH, and they're like helping each other through the group, which is great, right? Cool. Like it's really cool, but they all have access to whatever in the hell doctor platforms there are where they're hopping on, they're getting prescribed Suboxone.
Virtual doctors,
And they're just able to take it into a pharmacy and get it filled.
Yeah.
A lot of people are on there like asking. They got no guidance, no direction on how to take the Suboxone. So they're on there like, this threw me into precipitated withdrawals, this. Because they were not given any guidance. So it's like this crazy. And now, I forget what it's called, but there is another research chemical that people trying to get off 7-OH are now taking. Another whatever the hell it is, chemical made in a lab.
Yeah.
I'll have to send it to you later because it's kind
I'm
of
curious about that one.
it's interesting. That's what everyone on there is taking. They call it there's 2 SR, and I think SR is the first 2 parts of the research chemical itself. SR and then dash a bunch of numbers. Yeah. Like scary. And then OR reset is another thing people are taking. And it's both like these research chemicals that are helping them, I guess, get off of 7-OH. But it's wild to read that, like, they're going on a website. Doctors are making a virtual script or something for Suboxone. I didn't think that was allowed, but
Yeah, that should be reported to. They should start. I mean, if they're really trying to get off, they should report that doctor's license to the DEA for just prescribing them willy nilly.
right. And this is it's a big group, and I've seen it from a lot of different people that's going on, and I never really heard of such a thing going on. That's
I have thoughts on Suboxone and Sublocade as well. Like, I've never, I won't say never, but like rarely seen it actually work. I used to work at a facility that would really push it. I was like, oh, this is wonderful, you know? And then people would get, honestly, Sublocade was worse because they're like, oh, like it lasts a whole month. But it really would only last like 22 to 24 days.
right.
People would start to go withdrawal, relapse, because it's easier to get off heroin than it is Suboxone or Sublocade.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Right.
So it's just like, it's such a cycle. Just everyone's using something to get off of something.
Yeah. You know, what's
It's just
crazy
insane.
is
like, it's crazy.
in Louisiana, it's kind of like their entire recovery industry is at least a decade, maybe 2 decades behind Texas.
I believe that Louisiana, being from there,
Yeah.
the whole state is 2 decades behind
went-
any other state in the world.
I went to a big conference of addiction professionals. I forget what the heck it was called. But the first talk I sat in was a talk by, I've never known, is it SAMHSA?
Oh, yeah. SAMHSA,
Yeah.
I don't know
And
what they stand for, but
the main 2 points that this, and I believe that's a national organization, SAMHSA.
they have like local and national branches.
So the big 2 points this lady was trying to make was that we need to decrease doctors' limits on prescribing methadone and making methadone more widely available.
Yeah.
And that's what we've seen out there, is people have been stuck on Suboxone and methadone because that's what they've been told is like the way out of addiction. They've been on it 10, 20, 30 years.
Yeah. SAMHSA, I did a little bit of research with a local facility here. And part of it was it was SAMHSA funded or based or something. And we were checking in once a week with people that were prescribed Suboxone. And that's all they had to do to get it every week was to check in with a licensed therapist. And it was like bullshit, like text check it. Like it was like so stupid. And I was like, oh, that like really woke me up to like what SAMHSA does.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that they're pushing that.
Right.
Because I was like witness participant of it.
Yeah.
Unknowingly. I thought I was like, oh, like helping people like, you know, like get off it. And like, no, they were just like, oh yeah, I'm okay. Like things are fine. Like just getting it. Like, yeah, I felt so icky after that.
Oh, I bet.
I think you can
Shortly after.
you can always follow the money. The issue is if you're doing
There's so much money in
you're doing heroin and you're buying it from a dealer, I can't make corporate profit off of that.
Right.
But if you get on
Supplying you Suboxone.
you get on a legal substance, new addiction, I can make corporate profit off of that.
Right.
I can lobby for you to get on that.
Yeah.
And doctors get kickbacks and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's incentivized.
Way back when I was still in college, part of my senior capstone project, and this was, I think I graduated 2017 with my undergrad, so this would have been 2017. And for those of you who aren't familiar with capstone, you pick a controversial subject and do research and write a paper over the course of the semester. And I did the whole thing on Kratom. At the time, it was Kratom powder. So this was almost a decade ago, before all of this. Yeah. And it really was crazy because at that time they were trying to ban Kratom.
Really?
The FDA was trying to ban Kratom. And they got so much pushback.
Wow.
And of course, you know who...
It wasn't even that strong back then.
Right. You know who the lead... There's an organization that's an organization advocating for Kratom and people that use Kratom. The head of that organization is Nancy Pelosi's son. And that's a fact that you can check. So they got so much heat, right, that they left it the FDA just left it alone. They got so much heat and so much pushback.
And Candace Owens needs to investigate that.
Right. And now it's still around.
That's wild.
10 years later.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Makes me so angry.
I don't know.
I've been wearing tinfoil hat lately. So, yeah, the government, I think, is trying to keep people sick and weak.
Yeah.
And other governments love it and probably fund it as well.
Absolutely.
Because they don't want America could be strong. But if we're like, they're dumbing us down and getting us high on shit and killing us.
Look at, look at all the stuff coming from China.
Yeah.
Fentanyl, precursors to fentanyl. Now that too much heat got around that. Now they have what all the crazy shit, nitazines. What's the new one? There's something out that's just been running rampant in Tennessee, cyclorphine. It's many, many, many times stronger than fentanyl.
That's wild.
In the short period that it's been in Tennessee, I think it's killed 15 or 20 people, and maybe significantly more by now. I think I read it a couple weeks ago. And all of that stuff is supposedly coming in from China. They got too much negative attention around the fentanyl stuff, so they're like, okay, let's just send them this other.
Rebrand it.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. That's wild. What are your thoughts on like the underlying reason why so many people, I mean, there's a demand for it. What do you think is like driving that demand for so many people?
As far as like 7-OH and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was thinking about this earlier, and if this clip goes online, it's going to get some hate. But, so many people in my comments are calling me a horrible person because all the chronic pain patients a ban would be detrimental to, right? Yeah. And here is the brutal fact is, I don't think as a country we have this tremendous chronic pain problem. What I think we do have is a tremendous opioid addiction problem. Yeah. And just as well as I do, working in the treatment industry, oftentimes withdrawal symptoms are the opposite of what a drug is doing to your system. So you're on opioids that numb pain, and all of a sudden you go into withdrawals and you turn into a person with so much chronic pain that they can't function, so they stay stuck in that cycle.
Right. But you're not off it long enough.
Yeah, it's not chronic pain. I used to say the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, I can't function every day because I'm in so much pain. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, that was a symptom of my addiction, and it's not the case for everybody, right? Like,
and you said you have some health issues.
Yeah, and I have pain, and that's okay. Like, I just deal with it. It's not anything to the level I have to like numb down or get stuck on, but
or you need opiates or like something like so intense.
Yeah, and I think that is one of the big things. Like, people are thinking is chronic pain, and also like I've had very real psychosomatic pain before, and like the short period after stopping opioids. Like, there's nothing wrong. It is entirely made up by your brain, like phantom limb pain and things like that. So it's very real feeling, but it's not real. And it's not because you have some underlying issue causing all this chronic pain. It's attributable to the withdrawal process of opioids. And if you push through it and get on the other side, you'll find that, I'm not really in that much pain.
Yeah. I just explained that to a client of mine this week. He's currently on opiates for pain management. It's like, I'm not hitting the bong as much lately. I'm like, you're high on opiates.
Right.
He goes, oh, you're right. It's like, am I an addict? I was like, yeah, you're at least dependent.
Right.
So we had a conversation about like dependence and like pain management, and how he's been previously, before getting on the opiates for surgery, using THC to manage the pain, and he's dependent on it because he was saying like, oh, I can't go a few days without it. I'm like, that's withdrawals.
Right.
So I was like, I'd be curious, like if you like taper off the opiates with your doctor appropriately, because it's causing him some side effects, don't pick up the weed and see how you are like after your detox, because you haven't used the weed in a few weeks. That's great. Like, maybe your detoxed off it, and maybe like if you get off the opiates,
Yeah.
we'll see how you are without anything.
Right.
But yeah, he had no idea that that was withdrawal, and that he was addicted and dependent.
Right.
So I think a lot of people don't realize how dependent they are on substances. I mean, myself, when I got pregnant, I had to cut down the caffeine. I think I slept for a whole week.
Yeah, right.
Detoxing off caffeine.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. That's a brutal one. I've heard that one in the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, people like to justify like, oh, like caffeine or nicotine or alcohol.
Right. Or like throw it at me like, oh, like you're not addicted to something. Like, bro, I'm in recovery. Like I do massive amounts of tobacco or nicotine, caffeine like it's water. Like that's just beside the point. It's just.
Well, I told my client because he brought the same comment up. He's like, well, everyone has something they're doing, and I said, yeah, but how is it impacting your life? The opiates right now are causing you to be like suicidal, and the weed just keeps you numb all day. So like, are you actually living the life you want, or are you just numb? And
Right.
He's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, nicotine and coffee don't really like fuck your life up that bad.
Right. No. And going back to your point though about like why it's so prevalent today, I was asked that recently in a news interview, and it really put me on the spot. Like, I didn't quite have enough time to think or formulate like the best answer, but it's such a good question. I think it's so multifaceted. One, you have things like 7-OH and Kratom that have limited the barriers of entry into opioids, right? And even more so by like adding flavors to them and all this stuff. But I'm not. What would you think would be?
I
think there's so many things that go into it.
A lot of things. I think culturally, we are starving for connection, and so if you're doing Kratom, I'll do Kratom. So it's like bonding, like passing around a joint, like going to get drinks together. Like it's all just it's becoming part of our society. Normalized because we're all like starving for connection.
Sure.
There's a huge like dopamine crisis. That's why we're all on TikTok and seeking like new alternative things. And it's just I think also like getting my tinfoil hat on, like what's in our food as in America is different than what is around the world. You'll see people go to like Mexico or like Spain, and they're like, oh, I can eat gluten. I can eat bread here. Because they're not having, it's like, okay, well then what the fuck is in our bread?
It's crazy, right?
And so I think we're all just like chemically imbalanced and like dopamine lonely. And
right.
All of our shit's fucked from like whatever is in our food or water, etc.
The water too.
Like, yeah.
Okay, go to this thing, ewg.com sometime. Type in your zip code. It'll break down a lab report of everything that's in that water in your zip code, and it'll tell you how many times the like safe limit, like governmental limit each substance is. But I shit you not, there's chemicals like chloroform.
Oh my god.
Chloroform, like the kidnapping drug. And it's at like hundreds of times the safe legal limit. And then all of these other pages.
Safe chloroform?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Crazy. All these other things that they say, like what it might cause on almost all of them is like cancer, cancer, all this crap.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah, that is like fucking with our like brain chemistry.
Yeah.
And so I think all of it together is driving us into like being imbalanced in our brain chemicals, and then also that leading to like a huge loneliness factor and connection factor as well. Like we're all trying to like validate self and like connect and like be seen, and like people are just so like we're all in our phones, myself included, that we're not actually present with people, and so I can numb that away, or I can like connect over this substance.
Right. Well, that just made me think too, like it very well could be, and this is just going to add to your tinfoil hat thing, but it very well could be that things like, it's proven that TikTok videos, for example, are specifically made to like get you hooked and keep you going. Like everything from like the algorithm recommending things that you've found pleasant or whatever, to the short little video format, which causes dopamine spikes. Like it's all formulated to get you hooked. And I wonder if all of that, now Instagram and Facebook are doing the same thing. And I wonder if all of that goes into also furthering issues like substance dependence, because you're getting all these spikes and crashes in dopamine. Your brain and body are getting used to that. So let's say you do experiment and grab a pill from the gas station, and you're like, oh yeah, this is nice. Like,
well, so like social media and stuff like that. Like, I just saw this thing that was like dopamine hits and like what different levels are, and it was like food and sex and social media. Like, they're all like these like, you know, spikes, but then you put in a substance and it's like such a big spike.
right.
And so I think we're constantly having those ups and downs like you're talking about. But when we're like off that, or we're not eating, or we're not having sex, like we're so depleted. And so when you add in a substance, it's so high. It's like, oh, you know, this is great. This feels wonderful. So
Right.
much better than all those other things.
Right.
It's frictionless too. Like to get dopamine from, you know, human interaction, there's friction there. I have to engage with you and hope that we engage in a positive way. Yeah. If I can take a substance and there's nobody else involved, I literally just have to accept that I'm going to take the substance. It's a frictionless experience.
Low
Right.
effort. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think our country as a whole is very comfortable and like craves comfortability. I think it's packaged as like happiness.
Yeah.
But I think it's more like stay comfortable, stay silent, stay compliant,
Right.
stay addicted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. It's crazy too, though. I just going way back in the conversation, like the Louisiana stuff. There's plenty tinfoil hat type things to be thought about that too. Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, the history of this country is really getting impoverished communities hooked on substances, right? So it just further, it further proves that like out there, it is one of the poorer states in the country, next to like I think Mississippi might be number one.
Yeah.
Which is also another thing that's crazy to me. I work out there a bunch. You have a massive amount of refineries and stuff, energy producers on the Mississippi River, way more than other states in the South. Comparative to Texas is the only one that would compete, and yet Texas is one of the richest states. Louisiana is one of the poorest.
Right.
They're generating wealth the exact same way.
Yeah.
And yet somehow the government is able to extract all the wealth and not give it to the citizens in one state, and then the other state actually flourishes.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't think
Louisiana's
about
very corrupt.
Yeah.
Like you'll go there and like the streets have been like the potholes. Like it's a joke that there's like such bad streets in
Oh
Louisiana.
yeah, it's insane.
But then you'll see like a cop car that's like decked out to the nines, and you're
Right.
like, that was government money that could have paid for the streets. Like you don't need a fucking nice new cop car.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
It's just like that's just a very small example. That last time I drove in and I was like, the fuck? Like they just bought new cones and a new cop car, but the
Right.
streets are still the same.
Yeah, they're
Like,
horrible.
what? Oh, it's so corrupt over there. Like it's wild.
Well, like the big thing as a kid, we'd go on a field trip. You go tour the state capitol. The big thing that you look at the state capitol was where they assassinated somebody.
Right.
And there's
This is
bullet
the
holes in the
bullet
wall.
hole.
Dang,
Like, that was
really?
the big thing. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
The old state capitol.
The old state capitol.
Yeah.
No, the new state capitol has bullet holes in it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my
They
gosh.
both have bullet.
Louisiana is crazy. Yeah. My brother was like so we moved there when I was 10, he was probably 12. He was like live, eat, breathe, die Louisiana. And his wife is from there and he was going to raise his kids there. But he eventually hit a ceiling with his career and was like, I have to move somewhere else to continue this.
Sure.
So it was just like such a stark reminder of how behind the times Louisiana is. And it's like, what is the cause of that?
Right.
It's wild.
It is wild.
I do think it is, like, because Louisiana consistently and Mississippi have been impoverished, and like their governments have been so corrupt, and it's just wild.
Yeah.
But I think to that point too, though, like you said, the history of America is keeping it like impoverished and like lower socioeconomic people addicted. I think these research drugs are doing the opposite. I think they have successfully done that for most people in lower socioeconomics. I think the research drugs and party drugs they're mostly targeting the higher socioeconomic population nowadays. Like you'll hear of like these mommies, instead of hooked on wine, they're on Kratom or ketamine. So I went on like a networking thing with this marketing guy I found on LinkedIn, and he's like trying to sell me ketamine in the networking meeting at this like Westlake bougie coffee shop. I'm like, what just happened?
Right.
Like I just told you I'm an addiction therapist. I'm like, on a treatment center. He's trying to sell me. He's like, oh yeah, I have a lot of like moms that like buy ketamine from me. I was like, what?
Oh my god.
And so I think it's like, it's been interesting to see. It seems like it is, the socioeconomic thing is like more of the higher socioeconomic for these like research drugs.
If you look at it from a business perspective, it's exactly what you would do as a corporate company, as you're trying to expand your audience to increase profits.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to look at it and not say that is massively intentful by large corporations.
Right. It's like slightly different, but not really. You go into Costco. Costco's Kirkland, right? Kirkland brand. So go into the coffee. You'll see Starbucks coffee right here and Kirkland brand right next to it. So you have the higher dollar and the lower dollar. You know who makes the Kirkland? It's Starbucks. Yeah. So they're getting both of those price points. They're capturing both markets.
Apple just did it with they came out with that new MacBook Neo. Great product, but that was the sole purpose of it, because they're trying to find an entry-level price so they can target a lower income demographic.
Right.
Because previous to that, they were $1,200. They cut the cost in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's always a bad thing, but it's absolutely a corporate decision that's made.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen by accident.
No.
They didn't just accidentally like, oh shit, we accidentally made a cheap computer. Like, oh shit, we accidentally made drugs that rich people would like to buy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that are like less taboo, more normalized.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is wild. All of it's so wild.
I know. Tianeptine, have y'all heard about that one? Tianeptine, I too used to order that. It's a research chemical it's been around forever. I think in China or in one of the Asian countries, it's like this new form of antidepressant that hits on the opioid receptors, basically. And now that's in gas stations here now in these drinks. And I used to order it online all the time as well so I wasn't dope sick if I couldn't find dope. But so it's just like, I don't know. At what point is enough with all of that?
Yeah.
All of that stuff. And like, surely, right? Like, surely those are many lines that had to have been crossed before, research chemical coming from way over here and is now in all of our gas stations. Like, how is that allowed?
Yeah.
And even if it's not a research chemical, 7-OH, Kratom, all this stuff in the gas stations is proven to be addictive. As much as people want to fight me about it, it is killing people. Right. Kratom leaf powder has killed people. Might not be a tremendous amount of people, but it has killed people. Right. So that's more than nothing, which is bad, right? Yeah. And same with 7-OH. 7-OH absolutely has killed people, as much as people want to argue it. There's been many cases, not a tremendous amount because of the mechanism of action and it not quite binding fully to the receptors. Yeah. But it has killed people. And here's another thing. So people say it alone has never killed people. If you're any sort of a drug addict like I wasn't just taking any one substance alone, right? Like
when it wears off, like you're gonna go find something to like help you detox or like not
Right.
withdraw.
Right. So they're just
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like it's addict talking.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to remind myself when I was going through the comments that we get on it. It's like, okay, this person's obviously like using it, and anything logical I say is not going to work.
Yeah.
Their goal is not to better society or humanity. Their goal is to justify their behavior.
Yeah, right.
To feel happiness as it is packaged.
Right. I had this one supposed, right? You can be whatever the hell you want to be on social media, but supposedly a woman that works in the treatment industry as a therapist, supposedly again, just bashing me on there. Like, if you work in the treatment industry as well, how dare you try to cut off people's access to harm reduction, basically. But here's the thing, okay? This is not harm reduction.
Right.
It cannot ever be harm reduction if it's an unregulated substance with no quality control being sold in gas stations that you are prescribing yourself, basically. Like that is not
willy-nilly
harm control.
That's harm enabling.
Right. That's just simply switching to something more convenient and legal. And not to mention, like, with harm reduction, you have oversight. You have a doctor monitoring you. You're on a regulated medication that's relatively close to the same dose every time. This 7-OH stuff, they took a whole bunch and put it in a lab and found on average it's anywhere between 5 and 28% more 7-OH in each one than what is claimed.
That's a large percentage.
Crazy.
I think too, like, we sometime last year we met with like a homeless shelter that was like super harm reduction around here, and they actually had changed because we had like worked with them and like been networking with them for a few years, but when we met them last year, they were like, actually, we realized harm reduction is not working. And I was like, wow, that's huge to hear y'all say, because y'all were such like big harm reduction proponents and like advocates. And so it was really interesting to see like a boots on the ground facility working with the homeless population say that harm reduction is not working and not sustainable. So it's just, the whole harm reduction thing has been really interesting. And we got flack because we do support harm reduction in our programs. Awkward is fully sober, but we have clients in private practice that are like successfully harm reducing. But that doesn't include Kratom. It doesn't include 7-OH, any kind of opiates, any kind of like benzos, unless you're like genuinely taking it as prescribed. Like it's just like going back to like your statement earlier, like it's so individualized that you can't just be like, harm reduction, it's great for everyone, here's some needles, here's some 7-OH, like no, like it's so individualized, and it needs to be clinically driven by truly addiction competent people, not just informed. That I probably believe that person is a genuine therapist who's just trauma informed or addiction informed. Doesn't actually know.
There's a lot of bad therapists out there.
There's a lot of bad therapists. And they might be, harm reducing themselves, and so they're talking from an addict's viewpoint.
They always want to talk about outliers too. They're like, "Oh no, it worked for me. It should work." It's like, okay, well, perfect example, like the nonprofit that we were talking to, on a case-by-case basis, it does work sometimes. But when you extrapolate that out to a community as a whole, it's horrible for the community. It's like playing Russian roulette, but instead of having 1 out of 6 has one, it's 5 out of 6 has one. So there might be that one person that it works for, but the 5 others are screwed. It's so interesting, and not many people are talking about that switch up happening with harm reduction right now. But it's just like, you can't harm reduce anymore. Like 10 years ago, I would be able to tell a heroin addict, go have your experience, come back. That's fentanyl, like 7-OH. People are dying. Like you can't say that shit anymore. The experience now is death.
Everything is so heightened. You just can't say that shit anymore. Like harm reduction is not working because the chemicals out there are not reducing the harm. They're just keeping people high.
Gosh. And they're putting that shit in everything nowadays. That's the whole, you get we could talk for another freaking 2 hours on all that. It's just insane. The young kids who passed away recently, who's sentencing, or I was supposed to be at the drug dealer sentencing earlier today. I forget what it was. It was either a Xanax that contained fentanyl or like a Percocet that contained fentanyl, one pill, and killed him.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. So.
People don't realize like that their drugs are laced. They're like, oh, it's a pill. It's like, no,
Right.
It's fentanyl. Because we'll have clients that were like, oh, you popped for fentanyl, and they're like, what? Like, yeah. They're like, oh, I just do Xanax.
Right.
I'm like, no, you didn't.
Yeah. Right.
If you're not getting it from Walgreens, I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And there's a whole new world of shit going on nowadays because this guy's sentencing was supposed to be a few days ago, but it ended up he got hit with more charges the other day, and I was there that day, and so I sat in the courtroom for hours watching them go through like his Telegram storefront. Like he had a Telegram virtual drug store basically. Wow. And all his text messages and things like that, and they now have different. He had different colored Xanax that contained different drugs. Wow. So like the red ones, they tested them in or Williamson County tested them in the lab, and the red ones contained meth. I think there was red, green, yellow, and blue. So there's all these messages between him and people, and they're like, what color? And that just doesn't mean the same as it did. Right. Back in my day, it was like, if they were greens, color meant they had more milligrams, I think, or something. Or yellows, you always knew were a school bus or whatever. But nowadays, they're just making all these. They're just pressing anything into anything. I feel like
mixing everything. It's wild. Yeah, the world has changed in the last like 8 to 10 years with the substances that are on the street.
And how it's being sold. Like when I saw that in the courtroom the other day, a virtual storefront, and it was horrible too. There was guns with serial numbers filed off. Any drug you could think of, like this, it was horrible.
How does something like that not get caught in like a systemic audit for the platform? I would hold the platform liable too.
Yeah, well, I think that was. I've never used any of these types of things. Like it's Telegram. I think it's the way it's created is kind of to get around all of that. Like kind of how they do it with the dark web, how they throw it to a million different IP addresses or whatever. I think that is
right, but you're identifying it was on your platform.
Right.
Either you don't function in our country anymore, or you're held liable for every single action that takes place on.
Oh, I agree 100%.
I would be curious if Nancy Pelosi's son is involved in Telegram. Or someone of the sort.
Right. That is. I didn't even think about that. Like
investigate Telegram. You'll probably go back to some government like.
Yeah. Well, if you look at like Meta, for instance, like Facebook, trying to get stuff on there, even to just run an ad campaign. Atomic Souls got banned from running ads on Atomic Souls
ban.
Just because they didn't like the verbiage that we used. So it's like, okay.
Targeting vulnerable populations for suicide and addiction.
Yeah, it is. What? It is crazy what you're allowed to say, what you're not allowed to say.
Right. Yeah. But then you can go sell drugs and the platform doesn't get held responsible at all.
I constantly will get people will follow the Atomic or Awkward account. And it's obviously a dealer, and they have like just pictures of weed and like shit on their feed. I'm like, how did we get banned? It's still Meta. Like, how did we get banned for like trying to help people?
Right.
And you're literally selling it on your page.
Yeah.
Why?
Lifetime.
That's just pretty crazy to me.
And then I'll like report them. I'll just do like my little due diligence and be like, report this. And they'll be like, we found no issue.
Oh, yeah. I had that.
What?
I had that happen to me the other day with somebody's page who's a friend of mine and came to me like, dude, I got hacked. And now they're posting all of these things for sale on my page, and people are reaching out to me, yelling at me for stealing their money. And I was hacked.